I'd like to call our next guest for the day, Mr. P.S. Narasimha, former Additional Solicitor General of India. He will share his experience with us on a very relevant topic for legal professionals looking to grow in their career: legal practice and super specialty, a roadmap for young lawyers. Let's give him a big round of applause. Come on, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Rahman. It's a pleasure joining all of you. And this is a gathering of excellence and celebration of excellence. And I must start with congratulating Mr. Anurag Bhatra for organizing this concept of excellence. And secondly, the excellent themselves. There's something which is said that wherever there is excellence, there is godhood. So it should be looked at differently in the sense that if there is excellence, and that is the godhood in itself, I congratulate every one of you for having won this 40 youngsters, the best lawyers that we put in time to select. And it was an amazing thing that we have undergone in considering each one of you and finally selecting the 40 of you. And this is my first experience, and I really enjoyed doing every bit of it. What I want to share with you is a very small and a limited aspect of it, which came to my mind out of my experience. See, all of you would realize you're all, in few years, perhaps we'll be seeing you as top lawyers, or we'll be seeing you as judges. Perhaps I'll be appearing before one of you as a judge, and I'm confident of that. Our first identity is as a lawyer, and as lawyers, we all have been given the monopoly under the Advocates Act. Our profession is given the monopoly, and lawyer is given the monopoly to represent in any court of law. Why is it so? I keep asking this question. The reason is that lawyer is a part of an institution of three entities. One is a lawyer who puts forth one perspective, and a other lawyer who is appearing either as a prosecutor or a defense, or the respondent puts forth before the court yet another perspective, and finally the judge decides. Without these three institutions, it is impossible to arrive at truth, because truth by itself is not visible. So humans had to identify this methodology of finding out where exactly and how a truth is to be arrived at. Therefore, we perform this most important role for the purpose of identification of the truth, without which no society can ever exist. Keeping this in mind, if we start working, nothing will ever go wrong, because we are integrally connected to the purpose of our profession. And as we enter the profession and begin to first identify where we are going, we are with any senior or in any law firm working, and then getting to know the basics of law. All of you have gone past that stage. You have almost attained a stage where you have identified yourself in a particular position and established yourself. And it is at this stage that you need to be little cautious about two aspects of the matter. One is, as you proceed to grow, you begin to become more and more specialized in a particular field. Specialization is extremely good because it gives you a recognition, it gives you talent, it makes you a person on whom clients as well as the law firms are dependent on, because the specialized knowledge that you have acquired over a period of time. It fetches you also money, good money. Specialization does that. It makes you eligible also to become and occupy senior positions, either as a judge or law officers over a period. That's absolutely necessary. Simultaneously, what it does is specialization slightly alienates you from the generality of practice. And the concern is that we become, in a way, less and less available for other fields of law. A person who is specialized very much in acquisitions might at a point of time realize that it's not possible for him to do matters concerning agricultural land tenures, for that matter. That's a far-fetched. Or even matters like criminal law, the regular routine criminal law. It is not a matter of concern to that extent, because you would definitely never be going into a practice which is completely different from what you have been doing. But then the matter of caution is that you must never cut yourself off from the broad perspective of other laws that prevail at every point of time. You should know, generally speaking, what's going on in the lead matters so far as the criminal law is concerned. How did the Supreme Court or the High Court deal with the present situation relating to, for example, quashing of proceedings? Or what are the fundamental rights of accused persons in the cases of Tada Act or something like that? Or you would also be very well equipped if you get to know what are the most important constitutional landmarks. For example, if a situation where the parliament is considering to shift the obligation to adjudicate anti-defection from that of the speaker to that of a election commission, then that awareness is absolutely necessary. In cases where Supreme Court has, for example, decided on right to privacy, those aspects of it absolutely become necessary. We cannot detach ourselves, despite becoming specialists in a particular field, from the development of law in other areas. What does it do? What does it do? It's not for general knowledge or general awareness. First and foremostly, it continues to attach you to the basic obligation of being a lawyer. That obligation to be one of those who supports the society for the purpose of taking the society ahead for truth wherever the situation arises, because you are in the public's perspective. A lawyer is always in the public forum. He is not in the private forum. Even if you are working in a firm, because you are a lawyer, Section 28 and 33 of the Advocates Act gives you the monopoly to represent one and all. Only exclusively, only a lawyer and a lawyer alone has that ability. So while you acquire specialized knowledge, general knowledge of laws which are parallelly existing around us gives you, apart from connectivity, also the ability to be creative in your own field. A person who is very well connected to civil laws or contractual laws or constitutional laws will get to know the method by which a new concept has got evolved, a new idea has emerged, a new thought process which has come in. And this will definitely contribute to us in analyzing and applying that to the subject that you are specialized in. It has double advantages. One is that you will be connected to the society, and at the same time you will be able to do better so far as your specialized knowledge is concerned. Additionally, and lastly, I just wanted to say, because you're all far matured and have already attained and come to a stage where you're proceeding further to accomplish much more. Your identity or our identities are not and should never be confined to legal professions. You know, all of us must create additional identities for ourselves. And as Voltaire has said, that each one of us must have our own garden, is what he said. What he meant by that was that create an interest which will last all along and will help you to be cheerful and happier, because this profession inundates you with so many things. If you start looking at news, if you start thinking about the case that you had argued for hours together, mind doesn't calm down. It's necessary for you to leave it aside, go back to the second identity, which will eventually flower in times to come and give you satisfaction and takes you along for a better life and a happier life. That identity is very important. You must identify that first of all, apart from the profession which has anyway identified you and you have identified it. You must identify that and slowly develop your interest in that and progress in life. This will, I think, will enable you to go a long way. It will be a sustainable life. It will be a happier life, and the contribution will be substantial. When I said contribution, this is the last thing that I want to speak to you about. There is really a long, long way ahead for us. Us means I'm saying the identity of the nation. We are now 70 years on after the independence. Physically, we have acquired our independence, but intellectually, we are still suffering with decoloniality. We need to do decoloniality. Most of our laws are seeped into coloniality. So there is, even if you are doing highly technical matter, tax matters, international arbitrations, there is a perspective that you can give on the basis of what our land has provided to us. That is yet another aspect of it where our contribution becomes absolutely necessary for this great country to recognize its future. So apply yourself, apply to the laws, and change the laws as are required for the betterment of our country. And with this, I thank one and all for giving me this opportunity, and best of luck. And I will wait for the day when I can appear before any one of you in a court of law. I wish you all the best to be the judges of our country and the top lawyers of our country. Thanks, Anna, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for sharing all those valuable tips with our budding lawyers and achievers. Sir, a question then to you is, what are your predictions for the future of law as a larger overview?
Prediction is very, very positive, because I think the future of law is going to change very much. It is for this reason. Till now, 2 generations have passed by after the independence. Most of our parents were in the cusp of independence, where they had seen before the independence and after the independence. And next is my generation, which is completely post generation, and all of you are post generation. You are the generation which is of greatest confidence. Confidence started when we got independence. With our age, it was slightly better, and your generation is far ahead of that. What happens because of that is that you will begin to realize your own identities, independent identities, and that will enable you to take your generation and the country to closer to realities, better life, and better realization of what we want to achieve. So I have great confidence, and I wish I was in the generation next to realize what you people would have achieved. So that's the great thing. That's an extremely positive thing for me. to predict.
Thank you so much, sir. It's great
Thanks
knowing
a
that,
lot.
and we look forward to a bright future
Thank
for
you.
everyone. Thank you so much,
I
sir.
congratulate all the youngsters again, and best of luck to you.
Thank you
And
so much, sir.
congrats, Mr. Anurag, also for organizing it. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much
Thanks a lot.
for being a jury
Thanks.
panel on the jury panel, sir. It was lovely having you. Thank you so much for
Thanks.
steering us through this.
I enjoyed every bit of it.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashima, and thank you, sir. Thank you very much. That made everyone take note, and it was very interesting to listen to you. And it's going to be a lot of inspirational notes for a lot of young lawyers. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us.